Hello knitters, Phelan from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have a class, I have new yarn, and we're gonna talk about Christmas. It's July. I'm going to talk about the class. So we have the chicken classes this Saturday from 12 to 2. And remember, these are emotional support chickens. That's the way they've been described and billed. And they sort of are, because they're very cuddly and they're very comforting. And I've known people who are sitting with their chickens and knitting. And so these are support chickens. So there's lots of reasons besides, it's a chicken, to knit these for other people. They don't have to like chickens to enjoy cuddling. And so a lot of people are knitting these when people are having hard times and stuff, just sort of to give them something that isn't that you can actually sit down and cuddle with. You can have a conversation with it. You can do anything you want, but it just is. And they're very fun to make. They really are. There's a lot of short rows. You'll be really good at German short rows after this. These are easier in that you get to go in. When you turn around, you go back to the end. You're not turning around in the middle. And that's when it gets confusing, is if you go here, and then you turn around, you only go back this far, and then you go back this far. That's the part that's confusing. But when you start at the beginning, you go so many, you turn back around, go back to the beginning. And then you start at the beginning, go so far, turn around, go back to the beginning. So that's not near as confusing because you sort of know where you're at all the time. So these are lots of German short rows. You can use any yarns. The bigger the yarn, the bigger the chicken. The smaller the yarn, the smaller the chicken. And you can use scraps of things. So Nora yarns, or any long striping yarn, will do the color work all for you. And then sometimes though, in a block of, a skein of a long striping yarn, sometimes you don't like a color that's in there. You like everything about it, but that one color. First of all, that one color is usually what makes everything else pop. Just know that they did that for a reason. It's not like just randomly stuck in there. It usually is a color that's going to make the rest of them pop. But if you hate the color, you can pull it out. When you get to it, just break the yarn, roll it up until you're past it, and start with the new, and then continue with the yarn. So yarn editing in long striping yarns we do it all the time. So don't be afraid to yarn edit. But you can also do it if you want certain colors to be in certain places. Like I want this here, so I think this is out of a different yarn that I had. So I just stopped and did that yarn, and same with this is a different yarn. This one I actually edited because this is all the same skein. I used all the same skein. And so this right here was an edit, and this right here was an edit, okay? And so it's easy to sort of manipulate. Also, if you have a bunch of just smaller skeins of yarn, it's a good way to use those up. Really fun way to use those up. So, emotional support chickens, and that class is this Saturday from 12 to 2. Okay, the first new yarn I'm going to talk about is Promesa. There we go. So this is a really cool yarn. This is a t-shirt yarn. It's a tube. It's a crocheted tube, and it's a cotton, cotton polyamide. So it's cotton polyamide, but it feels like t-shirt material. It looks and feels like a tube of t-shirt material. So it's very soft and very comfortable. And so we have 12 colors. We got pretty neutral colors. Those are 3 of them. I'll put up the 12 here. And it's a worsted weight yarn. And so the sample we got, which we won't have for very long, but we have it for now, is this. Oops. So this is a great textured sweater. It's on bigger needles, so that I think it's an 8 and a 9. It could be 8 and 9 millimeter. But anyways, it's on bigger needles. It's gonna be bigger than 8 and 9, probably like a 10, because you can see how loose the knit is here. So this is the perfect beach pullover. Perfect, because it's like t-shirt feeling. It's open and it's squishy but it's warm, and this is a really good sweater for us. So this is like a very perfect beach pullover. It's rectangles, it's drop shoulder, which means these are 2 rectangles. You have 2 rectangles for the sleeves. Then you have to sew up. Yes, you have to add the sleeves and the seam here. And then you're gonna pick up here for the edge, for the neck edge. So, and it's just, this is a simple texture knit purl texture. Very simple knit purl texture that repeats and repeats and repeats. This is a great sweater. This is a great first sweater. As long as you're very comfortable with knits and purls, this is a great first sweater. Like all things I talk about when you want a sweater, you want to find something you have that fits the way you would want this to fit, and bring it, and we'll get the measurements for your sweater off of that sweater, because those are known measurements. We don't have to guess. And so I'm going to do this as a class on Sunday, the 20th. Yeah, Sunday the 20th from 12 to 2. So that's a week from this Saturday. Saturday the 20th from 12 to 2. So that's a week from this Saturday. And yeah, so we have 12 colors. It comes from, it's sizes size small to 1X. And the measurements go from, where's the measurements? Measurements go from a 37 bust to a 57 bust. You need 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 skeins, depending on the size. So the smallest size is an 8 skeins. The largest size is a 16 skeins. And yeah, it's an 8 and a 9 millimeter, which is, yeah, hold on a second. It's a size 8 and a size 9 needle. US sizes, not millimeters. So this is a perfect, like, great, fast summer knit that isn't wool. That's this fun cotton t-shirt stuff. And so come in, try on the sweater, look at our colors, and the class is Saturday the 20th from 12. So the other yarn we got in is Mosaico. That's it. And this is a long striping yarn. So that's what a long striping yarn. You can tell it's long striping because you have lots of, rounds where the color is the same before it changes to another color. And so we have 4 colors in this one. Yep, 4 colors in this one. And so this is good for any kind of sweater making. I'm gonna look this up. It's a brand new yarn. I'm not sure what we have stuff, so I'll put pictures up here. The other thing I'm gonna do, so I'll put pictures up here, but it also makes really lovely blankets. This is a cotton linen viscose blend. It's worsted. This one is also worsted. The other new one, this is also worsted. So these are worsted, and it's cotton linen. So like tops, beautiful tops. You could do market bags. You could do market bags and anything you want to do that's summery, but a lot of summer scarves are good too, like big needles and at diagonals, so the striping isn't going, the striping is sort of going like this up the scarf instead of like this or like this. Kid stuff would be really good in this. It says cotton linen viscose, so it's pretty indestructible. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is it's July. So we usually talk about Christmas in July. I'm not going to have a lot on this, but I'm going to talk about it because it's the time if you want to knit bigger things for people, sweaters, blankets, tops, those kinds of things, or you need several sweaters or whatever. Now's the time to start on those. So this gives you lots of time to work on bigger projects. So you can give a sweater to somebody or a blanket to somebody, and you've got plenty of time, and you can just, easily knit it up and have it ready way before the fall hits even, and be that far ahead. That's like really cool. So I talk about this because I want to put it in your head that it is time to start thinking about those things and have it done. I mean, the goal for me is always try to have it done by Thanksgiving. I'm done. And that way December can just be nothing but fun. And I can add little fun stuff if I want to, a hat or, the little stuff that I can just whip up and give or add or whatever. But any bigger projects that I think I want to do, like I'm going to do another set of stockings for my other set of kids. So I'm going to be starting that because I'm not doing that in December. So stockings, if you're doing Christmas stockings, start them now. Please start them now. Because that's a bigger project. That is a big project. So you want to start them now, and that way you can get them done. So stockings, sweaters, tops, bigger shawls. Like if you have a bigger shawl or a lace shawl, oh my God, a lace shawl or blankets or throws, think about it now and get them started, because you'll just you'll just be so much more relaxed. When you're relaxed, I mean, your emotions go into your knitting, whether you know it or not. And so your emotions always go into your knitting. So if you're stressed trying to knit something for somebody, that's what they're getting. But if you're just relaxed, enjoying it, having fun, then they get that kind of a feeling from the when they use and are around the gift that you gave them. So start now. Okay, I'm going to add one more thing. We do have kids camp, knitting camp. Well, it's knitting and crochet. Kids camp is going on. So we always have a kids class on Saturdays from 2 to 3:30. That's year round. But on the summer, we have a Monday class now that's from 10 to 11:30. And Ella is our instructor. She's amazing. She does knitting, crochet. She does it, and she's like amazing with the kids. They have a great time. It's $15 per class, like always in our classes. So if you have somebody, they don't know how to knit or crochet, they need to do a private first so that they can learn the basics, because we can't do that in a class full of kids. In a class full of anything, you need the basics first. So you'll do a private with her, and then you'll get added into the class. So if that's interesting to you, or you know somebody or grandkids or whatever, give us a call. And that's it for this week. And I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.